Going on to you, Sagittarius. So you have the Devil, the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the Judgment, Five of Swords, Four of Swords, the Chariot. So for you, Sagittarius, right? For you, Sagittarius, I'm just seeing how a lot of you Sagittarius started to see the Devil and the Ace of Swords. You Sagittarius started to see how playing games with people and going back and forth with them was ultimately a game that you really, at the end of the day, you really didn't end up winning anything, because you saw it as a situation where people would always try to outdo you, outmaneuver you, right? Because it very much so is a game. But the game that you're playing, there's no winners to it, and everyone is a loser. So a lot of you Sagittarius have decided to to essentially stop trying to be in the power struggle. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The Ace of Wands represents and play into your strengths, the knowledge, make yourself useful with what it is that you know. The level of the fact that a lot of you Sagittarius can be great companions, opening up the mind of another person, right? Having them expand their horizons, expand their mind, expand their understanding of the world. Seven of Swords. It's so ironic because they have the same people on it, but Seven of Swords is about how it is that, and for a Fendi fact that people they didn't deserve to treat you the way that they did, but they did. So the King of Pentacles represents you, Sagittarius. You understand that there's no real good use in actually going back to being angry towards them. So a lot of you Sagittarius have just decided to move forward with your lives. But at the same time, ultimately, in the end, these people are going to really end up striking out and being a loser anyway, because when you're running around and playing games with people that are A1 and treat you with respect, what does that say about you? Now, a lot of times people think that they're winning something, or, they don't want to hear that, or they think that they're so fly, or whatever the case may be. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, this is really something in which if they want to really go ahead and do that, that's all on them. But the Ten of Pentacles now represents, and a lot of you Sagittarius understand that you don't, which is very true, you don't have to really waste your time, money, and attention really trying to get to know people. And I would really suggest that you don't, because I'm not saying that every single person that you interact with is a waste of time. That's not what I'm saying. But there's so many people who are on some F stuff, you can't really tell. So the thing about it is, if a person is really tripping out about having to go out on an expensive dinner or a date or something like this, and it's so cookie cutter, right? A dinner, an extravagant trip. When somebody is trying to exploit you, it's never something simple. It's never like, hey, let's go something creative. Let's go go-kart racing. Let's go to the movies. Let's go after experiences, as opposed to, and then a trip is an experience, but let's go after experiences that are inexpensive. Let's go look at some art, something like that. Let's go-kart racing. Let's go to, let's go something like that. No, they want the expensive dates, right? They want something that's pricey, right? And that's how it is that you Sagittarius know that these people are trying to run game on you, is if it's pricey. And then some people will try to have you, right, the Judgment. Some people will look down on you Sagittarius for that, right? Try to play you out if you're, right? Try to play you out. Maybe you were trying to get to know somebody fairly recently, and they tried to play you out just then, trying to make it seem as if, trying to flip the script on you, like, it's okay if you broke. That's all it is that you had to say. And it's like, come on. Why? First and foremost, it's uncool to think about how much somebody has in their pocket. I can show and prove that. As a matter of fact, I think I'm actually gonna, if I can find it, I may end up linking the proof of this in the comment section. First and foremost, it's uncool for you to be sitting around in someone's pocket so deep you trying to find out how much money they have in their pocket. That's whack. And I'm going to show you the proof of what it is I'm talking about. This is why it is I tell you, Sagittarius, a million times. People who play games, these are people who are lame. There's no way around that. All of that playing games, all of that nonsense that these people are doing, they're really ultimately showing and proving that even though they're acting like they were cool, they were really like the geeky ones now on some trying to get revenge because they're attractive. You know what I mean? And people trying to talk to them. But here they are now trying to think of you as being super disrespectful, right? When you, Sagittarius, were trying to get to know them. And here they are being super disrespectful, talking about, oh, if you, Sagittarius, can't deal with that, if you were broke, that's all it is that you had to say. And it's like, what's up with that? What's up with all of this backhanded compliment? What's up with this? Are they hanging out with you for you, or are they hanging out to get some free stuff? They were hanging out with you, Sagittarius, to get some free stuff. So the Five of Swords now represents how, so now you see how they were. So if you, Sagittarius, were getting to know these people and you weren't really quite sure, now you're more sure now than ever that they were up to something. So the Four of Swords, you put this on ice. You said, nah, that's a dub. I'm not really hanging around with you anymore. Maybe you didn't even have a chance to really tell them that. Maybe you didn't even want to tell them that. You just did it. You just stopped talking to them. And the thing about it is that the Chariot, yeah, like you started to see what it is that I was talking about. Upon examination, upon really like trying to get to know these people, trying to understand where it is that they're coming from, you realize like these people wanted the money. They're chasing clout. They're chasing, like I said, most people today, they're chasing trophies. They're chasing people that they can show off to their friends. When they walk the street, people stare, look. It's this trying to be a celebrity type stuff, you know? This delusion of grandeur, you know? That's why it is that you'll see people who have to leech off of you and leech off of other people, but then they'll call themselves rich and financially successful and all this stuff, but in actuality, they're in serious debt because of all of that. Because all of this trying to look like you rich and a celebrity, and even though nobody has heard of those people, they're trying to look like celebrities. Anyway, let's clarify the Chariot for you. All of this, you know, all of this trying to stunt, all of this trying to be. So you have the Temperance, which is you, Sagittarius, the Nine of Wands, okay, the Hanged Man, and then you have the King of Cups. So for you, Sagittarius, the Temperance is about you know, you're so glad that you actually got a chance to talk to these people because you really weren't sure, and you were almost going to actually take these people out on a date, but you realize upon examination these people aren't even worthy of being taken to Taco Bell. And there's nothing wrong with taking somebody to Taco Bell. I would take people to Taco Bell if I dated them. But because, again, there's no need to start with this fancy stuff. Like people who start off immediately trying to take these extravagant dates. Again, when you doing that, you're going to have to continue to up the ante because they're used to it. They're used to, after a while, they get used to the helicopter trips, the fancy limousines, the stretch limousines, the fancy stuff, the whining and dining. They get used to that. So now it's like, how else are you going to spark that interest again, right? So you'll have to do something more extravagant, you know, buy out an amusement park and something like this. And it's like, that's going to be costly. So the thing is that the Nine of Wands and the Hanged Man now represents, yeah, you, Sagittarius, are not going along for that ride. Because you understand that those people that you were trying to get to know fairly recently, they were trying to take you for a ride. But maybe a few years ago, you would have got caught up with that, but not anymore. So the King of Cups represents You're not going to wild out on them. You're not going to say anything to them. Some of you Sagittarius just decided to ghost them. Some of you Sagittarius decided to speak your piece. But regardless of whatever it is that you did, you wasn't going.